The movie opens with a father who has lost money in his business and is so worried about it that he goes home and brings his kids with him. Then he forces them to sit in the car as he speeds off. He was driving quickly despite his older daughter Victoria warning him not to, but because he disregarded her, his automobile got into an accident. The focus now shifts to that man's brother, Lucas, who was requesting information from the police on his sibling. The father, whose automobile was involved in the collision but who managed to escape with his daughters, he moved into a house that was built in the midst of a forest, but Victoria thinks there is someone in this house. She informs her father, but he doesn't think she's telling the truth and urges her to come inside because it's snowing and freezing outdoors. When his daughter Victoria called him and reported seeing something outdoors, the dad began to appear frightened. When a monster strikes and murders the guy as he approaches his daughter to shoot her and terminate her life, Victoria is ignorant of what happened. She had been unable to see anything well since her father had taken off her spectacles just before he was ready to murder her. Now that they were all alone in the horrible, desolate home, Victoria sits down with her younger sister and watches as a cherry falls close, making her pleased because they were both starving. A scene where Lucas is still hunting for his brother after 5 years is shown afterward. He gets a call from a man who says he paid him to find his brother in the interim. After forcing dogs to sniff the toys of Lucas' brother's girls, they arrive at the man's house and discover the man's daughters there, who are still alive but have become ferocious. When Lucas and his companion arrive at the hospital where they were taken, the doctor tells them that the girl's condition is severe. According to the doctor, Victoria did not lose how to talk, rather, her younger sister, who was unaware of her speaking ability, has become mad. When Lucas gives Victoria spectacles to wear, she doesn't first see him but later comes to think of him as her father because he was Victoria's father's twin. The kid's doctor then testified in court, saying that the children could now live with them because Lucas was their father's brother and that the girl's health was good. The doctor further notes that because the girls had been alone for 5 years, they imagined a nanny they called Mama to feel less lonely. They will be alright provided they receive love and care since they are connected to Mama. With Lucas now housing Victoria and her younger sister, one day, Lucas' buddy hears Victoria's sister playing in the room and comes to her. While this is going on, Victoria shows up and tells Lucas' buddy that our dog is crying outside. One night, Lucas and his companion were in the room when they sensed a presence outside. She requested Lucas to go outside and see who it was, but he didn't see anyone, so they started exploring the home. The girls were asleep when his buddy went to check on them, but Lucas saw a peculiar black stain on the wall. Strange insects were emanating from it, and as he drew nearer to examine it, a ghost materialized from that mark and shoved Lucas, causing him to stumble and get injuries from falling from the steps. As his buddy transported him to the hospital, she was worried. She mentions the females to the doctor, who informs her that because Lucas is unconscious, she must now take care of the girls. When Annabelle gets home, she finds the girls' weird paintings and contacts the doctor to show them. The doctor questions her about Mama and the doll she carries with her at all times while hypnotizing her. The doctor is certain that Victoria calls herself Mama and must have made this doll since she says to doctor that this doll was manufactured by Mama. The younger sister of Victoria wakes up and says, "Wake up, see, Mama is here, so come let's play," but Annabelle suspects them and goes back to their room where she finds no one but them and tells them to go to bed because it was late. The next morning, Annabelle visits the physician and informs him that she frequently hears someone singing lullabies for them from their chamber at night. According to the doctor, Annabelle has a personality disorder that causes her to start living two distinct lives. In this instance, the doctor learns that the woman whose tale Victoria told him 20 years prior indicates that the tale Victoria gave about Mama was accurate. The doctor finds the woman's possessions and learns that she was mad. While Annabelle, who was at home alone, senses a presence, a horrible shadow forms behind her as she exits her room, but it vanishes when she turns around. Lucas was experiencing dreams about his brother, who was pleading with him to save his girls while relocating to that house. The physicians arrived and saved Lucas while completing his treatment on schedule. The next day, Annabelle takes the girls to visit Lucas at the hospital once Lucas regains his composure. They see the identical insects that Victoria's younger sister ruthlessly consumed and which were on the house's wall. The girls are relocated to Victoria by Annabelle, but she warns them not to treat them badly since Mama is envious and she doesn't want her to hurt them. The doctor now hypnotizes Victoria once more and asks her a question while displaying a photo of that mad woman that he took from her suitcase. However, Victoria remains silent and requests that they depart. The doctor travels to the home where Victoria has been living with her sister for the past 5 years to investigate after noticing a peculiar shadow on the wall and realizing that everything now appears abnormal to him. Contrarily, Annabelle had a dream in which she saw a nun who was stopped by a woman and fled while snatching a baby from a church. However, the woman became stuck there since she could see no way out, which is why she leapt from a hill with that baby. As Annabelle is awakening, she discovers a visitor in her bed and is startled by a ghost. However, when Mama arrives, Victoria's younger sister wakes her up and exclaims, "Look, Mama has here, but Victoria declines to go with Mama. The spot on the wall where the Mama spirit left that house to go to Annabelle's was found by the doctor who entered it. The doctor's torch runs out, and he starts taking pictures of Mama with his camera. However, Mama assaults the doctor, and as a consequence, the doctor perishes instantly. The younger sister of Victoria, who traveled with Mama and slept outdoors at night, is lifted inside by Annabelle even though she was hitting her. Annabelle detects something in the girl's chamber, but when she checks, she sees that something is entering the cupboard, and when she opens the door, she realizes that there is a black stain on wall, prompting her to phone the doctor. Annabelle went to his office to meet him but couldn't locate him, so she gave the girls the relevant stuff and went home. Lucas is now also fine. As Annabelle reviews the film she took from the doctor's office, she discovers after seeing the tapes that Mama is genuine and the account Victoria gave the doctor was accurate. Hearing that those girls experienced numerous issues in the preceding 5 years makes her feel awful and unhappy. As night falls, Lucas calls Annabelle, but she doesn't pick up. Along with her younger sister, Victoria was also moving to Annabelle. When they see Mama heading their way, Victoria's sister is happy to see her. Victoria's sister locks herself in the room and leaves Victoria outside when Mama unexpectedly approaches them. While Victoria's sister is afraid, Annabelle comes and they unlock the door jointly. They rush away in terror when they notice Mama, who is creepily slithering on the wall. However, Mama captured Annabelle, and Victoria says, "You told me you wouldn't say anything to Annabelle." She walks and approaches Victoria after hearing this, shattering her spectacles in the process. Meanwhile, their aunt shows up there. When she sees their aunt, Victoria transform into Mama. Mama's ghost begins to move within her. When Annabelle comes to her senses, and nobody is home. As she approaches the home where the girls had resided, she screams out Lucas. When Lucas approaches Annabelle's car to ask about his brother's girls, she responds that Mama has already taken them. When they got there, no one was present. They went outside and saw the girls sitting on a hillside with Mama. When they get close to them, Mama beckons to the girls nearby when she hears their voices. When they get close to Mama, Lucas stops them. When Annabelle, who is carrying a tiny bay, comes into view as Mama is ready to kill Lucas, she feels upset. She pulls the infant from Annabelle, but when she takes off the cloth, all that is left is a skull. As soon as she notices this, she feels dejected and starts to cry. Then, she overhears Victoria's younger sister calling her Mama. When Lucas insisted on taking them along, Mama attacked him and demanded that Victoria and her sister come along. Victoria was holding Annabelle's hand as she said goodbye and was about to go when Annabelle held her hand instead, preventing Victoria from leaving and signaling, "I don't want to leave." Now Mama leaps into a ditch with Victoria's younger sister and leaves Victoria behind. Her sister had passed away. At first, her father planned to kill his daughters, but a ghost, the spirit of Mama, killed him. Mama is the ghost of the woman who lost her children 100 years ago. She recognizes Victoria and her sister as her children, which is why she used to take care of them, and she didn't like it when Annabelle and Lucas stood in her way of seeing them. Only Victoria was spared by Lucas, and Victoria's little sister made Mama her first choice since she was close to Mama and saw Mama ghost as her greatest friend. The younger sisters of Victoria and Mama are now residing together. Thanks for watching, and click on another movie recap displayed on the screen.